Uh-oh, we in the house. Black Power is the general, y'all. We in the house. Come on in. Come on in. Where we at? Let me get my monitors up. About to work out. About to work out. Like we supposed to. Ain't no letting up. Ain't no letting up. Where them notes at? Right here. Right here. That's right. Well, I need to take a month off and rewrite all my damn notes. Straight up. Got a lot of powerful shit. Motherfuckers talking about writing. I don't know no motherfucker writing more than me. Straight up. They coming when motherfuckers ask where them books at. They coming, nigga. I got them. But when I put my shit down, nigga, they're gonna be like Bibles. Nigga, them motherfuckers gonna be here for thousands of years. Straight up. Let me get my monitor up, family. That's what I'm doing. So I can see, make sure everything is good when I go live. All right, here we go. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everybody, donations, and thank you very much. I want y'all to get on over to my Patreon because I'm gonna start working out on my Patreon. I'm gonna be giving up, some lectures and videos that you're not gonna see nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And so that's for my Patreon family. My link is, and so I'm gonna be getting uncut you still getting a raw general set. But sometimes I need to take the gloves off. You know what I'm saying? And so, only on the Patreon is where you're going to be able to get some of that information. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have to be a patron to get that. And so I'll be doing some live streams on there, and they're going to be happy. And I know this is hard, but when I do a live stream, it's way more technical than what I do for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And I still give you fire. Don't get it twisted. But sometimes I need to take the gloves off. You know what I'm saying? You know what happens if I take the gloves off on YouTube. So y'all get on over there to that Patreon and you'll see it'll be levels, and I keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to be able to do what I need to do for family because some people ready for that step up. You know what I'm saying? And they need that lesson and they need in the way I need it too. Some shit just you got to drop shit on the table raw. You see what I'm saying? You got to drop that shit on the table with no goddamn cut on. And so that's, we going to have that, avenue to be able to do that. So I'll be letting family know, I'll probably do a live stream, once a month on my Patreon. And that's going to be pure, pure lecture. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Here, I focus in on a particular where in a lecture you liable to get like 6 and 7 videos worth of information, 6, 7, 8 videos at one time. You see what I'm saying? And that's all powerful too. You know what I'm saying? If you're ready for that. So today we're dealing with the Egyptians, and I'm using the term chakra. You understand what I'm saying? Which is an energy center inside the body, inside the mind, and inside the spirit. And what's critical about it, I was always seeing many of these aspects in ancient Egypt, and once I started looking at the chakra system of the Hindus, I say, man, they biting just like when you look at Krishna and you look at Buddha and you put down and you can look at all, and that's from the Naga Kushites that came from the Nile Valley. Okay, they didn't remix that and see all you motherfuckers want to do, pop a dot on your head and shit and get the humming and shit, and all that shit, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? I look at the level of where my ancestors were, and you got to understand, we are all different. You know, even when I look at the color system, you know what I'm saying? Listen, everybody, see, this is all based on interpretation. Everything on the planet is based on interpretation. What another motherfucker see ain't necessarily what you see. Just like when you're dealing with European people, they use the term, when they use black means death. Black, and I'm getting off into that. Y'all wait. Real soon, I got the color spectrum of cosmic consciousness coming up real soon, where I'm breaking down the major colors, black, green, blue, red, and breaking it down from the app and showing you the erratic interpretation of the oppressor, and whatever other person on the planet, because everybody has their own interpretation. And the fact is, you have not looked at it from your own African interpretation, okay? Because right there, when you look at, you know, motherfuckers say black is not a color. I say, well, goddamn, I seen a motherfucking black car. What the fuck is on it if it's not a color? You understand what I'm saying? That shit is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? The shit that we say out of our mouth. You know what I'm saying? I got a goddamn Sharpie right here. You understand what I'm saying? I've been writing in black all my goddamn life. And motherfuckers say black not a color, but damn, it's in here with all the other motherfucking colors. I say, well, goddamn, it say five colors. I say, well, goddamn, what is black not a color, or is it a color? You understand? That's based on motherfucking Moore say black mean death. And General Sabra Suten said, he say black means life. Not only does it mean life, it means divinity. It means resurrection and a whole lot of other things that people just don't, you know, be based on your interpretation, based on your programming. You understand what I'm saying? Who eyes is some of you motherfuckers take the oppressor's eyes out his fucking skull and put them in yours. And just like, you know, a lot, even vision got a lot to do with the Niagara, what, I got to get that term. Let me get that goddamn term. But it's dealing with the back of the brain. And it's melanin back there. And the melanin is also a major block of dopamine. And dopamine, which causes the, you know, and dopamine also, you know, is the part of that brain causes addiction too. You understand what I'm saying? So even when they fucking with them video games, they focus on that back of the goddamn brain and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Which I'm going to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm going to be dealing with. But it also has a lot to do with vision. You understand what I'm saying? And timing, you know, time reaction. If a motherfucker throw the ball at you, you understand what I'm saying? How quick you grab the motherfucker. How quick you move. You know, when you grab, some motherfuckers grabbing it and moving it before he even grab it. You know what I'm saying? The ability where Africans can do some of the shit that they do. Even in sports, that shit come from melanin. You know what I'm saying? Your ability to see shit. You know what I'm saying? And react to it. Your reaction to the, you know, to be able to do some of the things that you do, it has to do with melanin, has to do with the eye. So if this motherfucker got a blue eye and you got a black or brown eye and you got deep melanin in your body, he not gonna see how you see. That's where you can get some of them motherfuckers will get a fucking melanoma in their eye. You see what I'm saying? So again, you know, your interpretation, you know, they see white as purity and you know what I'm saying, and all of that. And in Africa, white means death. If your ass got a white skin in a hot goddamn continent like that, it ain't, you gonna be under severe punishment. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have some melanin in your goddamn skin. That's why when you go in these areas where they not supposed to be, if you're in South Africa, you're in Israel, both of them is ranked high. You in Australia, any of them areas in the tropical region, you understand? If you got white skin, nigga, your ass is in severe punishment. So in that instance, you know, white means death. So you got, but to them, white means, you look at Jesus and he's white. All the angels is white. When you look at the devil, he's black. So you got to understand, color interpretation is based on your particular programming. You know, if it's the African, your African ancestral programming and curriculum or the oppressor's curriculum. So we have to look at this from our own perspective. Now, number one, we got to understand that this is a solar system. Now, I had a lecture call, and I'm gonna get off in there. You know, I got to get started. When I use this term chakra, that's for you to understand it. But I had lectures where I call it the solar satellite system of Black divinity. And why do I say that? Because number one, understand one thing: the system is based off of the sun. Number one, it's based off of all that chakra shit. This, that, and it's based off of the sun. And your connection to the sun. And I'm going to show you where our ancestors knew. Even the crown, what they call the crown chakra, where you see Ra, the sun disc above the head. And then, you know, when we look at our crown, we talk about our hair being spirals, which is the movement of divinity throughout the universe. When you look at anything in the universe, if it got that dynamic power, the ability to create, it moves in a spiral. Whether it's the wheel on your car, whether it's the goddamn belts in your goddamn engine, whether it's the DVD, record player, whatever the fuck it is, it moves in a spiral. And through the deep understanding, which we cannot explain in a few minutes, and I don't want to go off into that, we understand that the hair is the antenna of our crown. You understand what I'm saying? Just like you got species of all creation that got an antenna, and it's through that antenna that you are able to connect to the energy source of the universe. That's very critical, and that's your crown. And so unlike other people that where they might have black skin, they don't have the crown on their, you know, the necessary spiral crown to connect to the universe like African people. Okay, and if you ain't got no antenna, if you ever got in a goddamn car or you got a TV and that motherfucker ain't got no TV or no antenna on that motherfucker, you know what you got? You got static, nigga. You got static. And if you ain't got no antenna, when you look at certain colors, goddamn it, it gives off a different frequency than one who has the antenna. Like when you like yellow is a very powerful color with African people. Gold, and you know, it's a color, you know, these are shades of divinity. Okay, when you talk about green, red, blue, black being the highest level of divinity. When you look at these colors, these are different shades of divinity. Okay, all the deity, that's why they call the deity the all in all. You understand what I'm saying? Because many, you know, the deity is and the goddess, the deity is an aspect of all the color spectrum. And each spectrum means something different, but all shades of divinity. Okay? And so when you get to green and you see green is vegetation and you know, and you know, resurrection and you know, this, that, and there's a form of resurrection, just like the plant sprouts and comes from up out the black seed or the black soil, which is a form of resurrection. But to the European, when he see green, he see envy, he see jealousy. That's his major definition for green. When you see blue, you understand what I'm saying? Blue is another divine color, which represents water and represents, you know, the sky, you know, being of the, you know, being a solar deity. You might see blue, and you know, it might be a deity of the water. You might see blue, but to him, when you say blue, you die. What? I'm feeling blue. You see what I'm saying? So yellow, you know, when we were just talking about yellow, when you see yellow, you know, they say you are a yellow back coward. You know, when you say yellow back, to them that means coward. So when you look at all them different goddamn interpretations, you understand, totally different than the African interpretation. You cannot take another motherfucker eyes and put them in your goddamn socket and expect to see the reality of your African origins. You cannot do that. You are the divine chosen of God. How do I know that? Because the God that I speak of is the sun. You understand what I'm saying? And even in respect of the divinity of the sun, our ancestors show where the sun, the S-U-N, was born from the black womb of the universe, of the goddess Nu. Okay, and so there you seeing two of the major aspects of our divinity, the cosmic melanin, and the melanin in your brain and throughout your body is only an extension of the cosmic melanin that you see out there. What they try to say, they call it dark. It ain't dark, nigga, it's black. Black matter, black energy would make up almost 95% of the universe. Is dark energy and dark matter. And motherfuckers talking about that black is not a color. In the little 5% is the stars and the planets and every fucking thing you see. That's only 5% of what's out there. The other 95% is black. And that's why when our ancestors knew that from the very beginning, because we've been here so long, it would make you think we was here when the goddamn creation, if there was creation, we was here when it started, because we got so many things right long book. Because what do we have? We have Ptah. We have Ptah, the black immortal. He's always shown black. Many of that's the primordial color of all deities is black. You will not see one, and if it's white, God damn it, is rare, and it's only shown as a meaning of death. Okay, even the criers. If you look on the Egyptian, when the sisters is at an Egyptian wedding, they cry, they white. You will not see no Egyptian deity painted white. Okay, and so now understanding this divinity, because we born divine. Now, just because you got the system, I'm just showing you the system. Okay, starting with your crown, the top of your head. And I'm going to show you that when these motherfuckers get ready to bless you and they ain't doing nothing but cursing you, one of the two places that the priests will, to keep their psyche on how they got to shut you down, to shut your system down. When they bless, first when you adopt a religion, you done already severed your connection to the universe, because now you have adopted a spookology. You understand? You praying is not understanding that the power is already within you. You were born connected to the universe, but someone didn't make it aware, and that's what's up to our people, to establish a system of spiritual, not just divinity. Let me quit using it. Divinity, where we teach our people that they are divine, that they're born divine. And then through the curriculum that our people have over the thousands of years, they have created a curriculum that helps us to manage and to evolve and to develop our system to the point where we become immortal. You understand what I'm saying? Where we become deities. You understand what I'm saying? And then, and this is the system of ancient Egypt, where we reach the level of deity, where, they say, God damn it, to where everything that we was creating, they would rather say, God damn it, aliens landed on the planet, because that's where we were. So it's not just having the system. Just because you got melanin and all of that, and you got this, that don't mean shit. You still got to develop the system. And the first thing you got to do is sever all that fake shit, all that religion and all that, praying to some motherfucker, all that's everything in creation. When it was created, it was given everything at the time of its creation. When you was born, you had every fucking thing you ever needed to thrive and survive in this world. Only thing you needed was your elders and your mother and your father to teach you how to develop and manage and, and explore and continue to evolve into your system until you become a deity and become immortal. Okay, but you're born with the system. And that system is that you connected to the cosmos. And the cosmos is pulling on all aspects of who you are. And if you don't understand that, you could go through your whole life and miss it. So busy looking at some goddamn book that ain't gonna take you nowhere. At the end of your life, you ain't accomplished the motherfucking thing, ain't talked to nobody, ain't made one connection to the God you claim you believe in. But the cosmos is out there and talking to y'all. But if your antenna and your crown is missing, you missing. You ain't connected to the universe. Okay, and so the fact is, once we don't have to guess. Once you understand that melanin comes from your connection to the sun, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. That melanin that it calls you to achieve on a greater level than any other being on this planet, and the facts is the proof of what you left in Africa and all over the world. That's facts. You was here first before all others was here. And that's proof of you being chosen, that you were given all aspects of greatness no other people was even close to coming to happen. So when we talk about the brow chakra, that's the brain, not just, the pineal, but also the back of the brain, which is also heavy in melanin. You understand what I'm saying? It causes every function in your body to work on a high advanced level. Once you had a curriculum, okay, you got to have the curriculum. And let me tell you something, this cannot work under oppression. That's clear. It just because you got this system, even if you got it's going to be hard for you to even achieve a curriculum to develop it under oppression. You see what I'm saying? So that's another reality of divinity. In order to, my people wasn't under oppression when they achieved ancient Eve. They wasn't under oppression. You cannot activate this system, to the highest level under oppression. You got to be free. You understand what I'm saying? To even live out, because many of the erratic motherfucking energies running through this motherfucker, you can't reach those types of levels with this type of erratic fucking energy moving through this goddamn community. Okay, I'm talking about on the planet, period. And then we talking about, this is just the warm up. We're gonna get into the visuals real soon. We talking what they call, and again, when I was talking about the priest, how they every time they want to block, they when they bless you, they put their hands on top of your head here, or they put it right here, right over, because that's their psyche to keep you shut down. And I'm gonna show that it's almost a constant. And then we talking about what they call the throat chakra. I'm gonna show you this all through ancient Egypt. You understand? Even when you see the African, and they had best when he have his tongue out, speaking divinity, vocalizing divinity. You vocalizing divinity, because when you stand in front of the scales of my eye, you have to speak. I have not polluted the water. I have not. You see what I'm saying? Defile my mother. I have not. So that's vocalizing your divinity, what in many people call words of power. You got to speak, and even when you're under oppression, and even you have to speak words of power. So that's what we call the throat chakra. But that comes from within. If you ain't got nothing, and so that comes not just from what your curriculum. You got your curriculum. Hold up, fam. Let me get some water right quick. Let me get this water. That's right. See, and so I'm gonna show you again, even what they call, the solar plexus and all that. You understand what I'm saying? Right there, that should show you something. I can show you that in ancient Egypt, thousands and thousands of years before a Hindu. You see what I'm saying? But that's your what they call will. If you ain't got no will, you understand, and your heart, we can see that the heart, what they call the heart chakra, this is the recorder of one's deeds. You can't run from that. When your ass do something, and you, whether you right or wrong, if you do wrong, bitch, ain't nobody got to, because you, nigga, when you looking at goddamn, it's talking to your ass, because it's a recorder of one's deeds. And so when you get to the halls of my eye, they weigh the heart. You understand what I'm saying? You got Tahuti back there with the book of life, because it's already written. You understand what I'm saying? It's already written. So when you step up there and you say, I have not, you understand, I have not defiled the gods. I have not defiled my ancestors. I have not defiled the soil. I have did not defile the children of Africa. And Tahuti said, this man his words is pure. This man speaks truth. You understand what I'm saying? But if it's not, it's going to be recorded. No, that's not what this say. This is not what it says. You have defiled the children. You have defiled the African soil. You have defiled. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always the book of life right there in the hands of Tahuti. So the heart is weighed because that is the recorder of one's deed. And some niggas can't even sleep. You understand what I'm saying? Some niggas can't even go to sleep at night because of the fucking wickedness that they done on this goddamn planet. You understand what I'm saying? So long before any heart chakras, any throat chakras, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that you got to speak in any throughout all African, especially the Egyptian spirituality, even when you go to the book of gates and you got 12 gates that you got to go through as you move through your celestial ark or your celestial boat. You understand? Going through and trying to reach a mentor, which is heaven for the Africans. And each gate got a goddess at that gate. And you have to speak words of divinity. You have to have the right answers to the right question. You understand what I'm saying? So it always speaks that what you speak out your mouth is in your motherfucking heart. That's why when you catch a motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? They say some shit, you know what I'm saying? They speaking from their motherfucking heart. Bitch, that was already in you. You know, some motherfucker be hating on you and shit, and you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't say that shit, but eventually they say it. And when they say it, you always knew it and felt it any motherfucking way. And when they came, it's like a volcano that when it do erupt and when they say it's just a fulfillment of the reality or energy you already felt. And then, like I say, the solar plex. And what the solar plex, and I can show you many of the African gods and Heru, the child of Heru, submerged inside of the sun. And you see that is where they show you the solar plexus, that's where the child develops inside of the woman. So when you say the S-U-N and you see that's right there where they call the solar plexus, is right there where the child develops within the African woman's stomach. Okay, and in a man, that's where your heart, motherfucker, where they say, bitch, get some gut, nigga. You ain't got no gut, nigga. You can't get down. Even when we was hitting in football, bitch, you got to get down there and, you got to get that. You ain't got no gut, nigga. You ain't got no will, no initiative, nigga. No, you know what I'm saying? Where you overpower any type of adversary, nigga. This is where it come from. And I'm going to show you, even in Africa, they show you the sun inside long before any Hindu. They stole it, nigga, and then remixed it and then created a false motherfucking narrative because in African divinity, it shows salvation. That means you don't change into no rocks or no goddamn animals or chicken. That's why the body was mummified. And they developed the body, and mummifying the body. You understand what I'm saying? Because in the afterlife, you would wake up, nigga, and you would, you would assume your same physical features in the afterlife. That's why they took so much into, fixing the face and they put a Chakra rod down where your heart, nigga. So when you reach the next, boom, it'll come to life. And what is Chakra rod? That's resurrection. You know what I'm saying? That's renewal of life. So we understand that. So that right there show you their system is all the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Them motherfuckers over there ain't know nothing. They over there just as crazy as them damn Arabs. They over there killing each other, doing all, India is one of the most vile, nations when it comes to, violating women. They over there violating their women and shit and all of that, killing and just as much as any other. So that shit ain't doing nothing for them, okay, at all. And so you picking up some shit and humming and shit and this, that, and the third, thinking you more holy than that, but you ain't doing nothing but mimicking your adversary. You have no confidence in yourself. And so you understand your intuition through slavery is to mimic and look at yourself as the lowest of all the peoples on the planet, and that you don't have nothing as an African to offer. So in your mind, you gonna mimic everybody else, okay? Because you've been taught against yourself. And so I'm gonna show you where all this color and shit, that's programming. That shit is programming, nigga. Any type of color system, you see it in shit, is programming. Even when they put that shit on them goddamn video games, certain elements that they doing, that shit is hitting the back of the brain. And that's why I'm doing where they can't get off the motherfucking video game. You understand what I'm saying? So that's a motherfucking psychological warfare that's going on. You understand? Where if you've been programmed to think about a certain color, you understand what I'm saying? And you think black means death. It don't. Once that shit is programmed, anytime you see it, you're gonna have a negative interpretation of anything that's black, look like you, this, that, and the third, unless a white man got it on. If a white man was judge and he got, then you might give it some reverence. But if it's black and it look like you, nigga, you're gonna have a preconceived and negative interpretation even before you even see the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And so that becomes psychological warfare. So you cannot take the eyes of another man and put them in your skull and see and interpret, and not just seeing, it's an interpretation. And they cannot see what we see. Okay. And then we get down to what we call the sacral, or, which is basically the reproductive organs. You see what I'm saying? And when you get to Osiris and you see that, what is that reproductive? That's the obelisk. Okay, you see that, and so that's that chakra, what you want to call a chakra, or the womb, which you see in Goddess Nu, in which we deify the womb. So every aspect, when that system, and you got respect for your woman, you understand the divinity of the womb, and you understand the divinity of because Africans deify, as Dr. Ben taught me, procreation. That's what they deify. That's what it boiled down to. You understand what I'm saying? All it is, man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all going over there with that shit. You understand? We don't want to hear none of that. Y'all look sickly. Your motherfucker skinny and shit. You can see your goddamn ribs. Y'all got Buddhas where you can see his motherfucking rib. Y'all motherfucker took this shit way too. Y'all went another motherfucking way with it. You understand? You see them motherfuckers over there tying weights to their fucking phallus and shit, doing all kind of stupid shit. That's stupid. I don't give a fuck what. Everybody got their right here. You got your right to take that shit on over there and do whatever the fuck you want to do. But I seen the Sahu, the Sahu priest, the Sahu Naga, they done tied fucking 100-pound weights to. I say, man, get the fuck out of here. I don't understand how people believe in that shit. You understand what I'm saying? So, and all of them, and then when you look at the spine, when you talk about the spine, that's your, in your brain, that's your central nervous system. And I'm gonna show you, and then, and then you got your peripheral nervous system, which is your veins and shit, your nerves and shit. You understand what I'm saying? Your nerves, and from your brain, it sends out the different messages, whether it's the left or the right, to different aspects within the body. You see what I'm saying? So that's why when you see, especially in Taarkas, I see Taarka, more so than the Egyptian, but the Nubian crown, where you see on Taarka's head, you see the two serpents. You know what I'm saying? And when you see the two serpents, it's not just each system, it's the cohesive intertwining of all the systems. When you intertwine them, you understand what I'm saying? They working cohesively. Then you develop and manage them through your curriculum till you reach immortality. And we're talking about the African curriculum. So it ain't just you got the system. You can have the system, but if you ain't got the activate, you ain't got the curriculum to activate it. Because many niggas got the melanin, they got all that shit. Them motherfuckers still up in the church. They ain't activated. They ain't trying to talk to the universe. And I'm not trying to like that, but talk to the universe in the way to understand these connections. The sun, why is that? What is the purpose of that? And not only the sun, but many other solar bodies and cosmic bodies out there have different functions to different aspects of the body. The heart. You understand what I'm saying? What body is that? Is it the moon? Is it? And so that's what our ancestors knew, just like, damn near like a puppet. You know what I'm saying? How it got strings and shit, which make it move and shit. So each finger represents a heavenly body, and each heavenly body is moving different aspects of the body. That's what's happening. We're not understanding that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has the system like we have it. Okay, and the spine, like I say, the spine, and so that's where you get the serpentine understanding of the spine, coming up, not just all the way up to the crown, where you see the two serpents coming up the spine, you understand, to the top of the crown, intertwining, also representing the female and masculine sides of the brain. And we're going to go over, the different side, what aspects of the female side regulates different aspects of the body, what different aspects of the masculine side regulate certain functions of the body. And so the brain being the headquarters and the information coming down the spine, and the spine being the nervous, being, I forget, the power center that feeds the nervous system, the peripheral nervous system. When you come down the lumbar, each lumbar representing a certain aspect, and so the nerves coming out from that lumbar. That's why when a motherfucker hit your goddamn spine, nigga, you can't do shit. If you hit a certain level, the aspect of that spine on that level, whether it's, you got certain parts where it's the ejaculation, the hand, you know what I'm saying? All then I'm gonna go down, and if you hit that and sever that part, you know what I'm saying, or below that part, any of the functions below that part on your spine, you could be paralyzed. You won't have them function. And so the messages that's coming from the cosmos is feeding the brain, and the melanin is the conductor of the energy that's coming from the cosmos. That's the conductor. And if you do not have that, and that's key. That's key. If you do not have that, listen to me. You are not connected. And when you're not connected to the cosmos, I'm going to tell you, that's what you call vampirism. This is a solar universe, a solar system. And if you're not and that's why when you watch a vampire story, when you look in the motherfucking mirror, they will not have a reflection. When you do not have a reflection, that means you do not have a spirit. I'm done. I don't have to make shit up. I look at his own interpretation. He says that, and so I don't want no Negro to try to clean that up. These are things that he said of himself. And so many, they know that God is the Son, and they say it in the Bible. And when you understand God is the Son, when you make that one clear understand, then the children of God, the chosen of God, becomes clear. And I'm going to tell you one thing, that the solar divinity, what it clearly does, not only it separates God from the devil, it separates the chose from the curse. That's clear. That's clear. When you understand that God is the Son, it clearly shows you who's chose. It clearly shows you who's cursed. Because if it's some chose, it's some curse. That's just balance. Okay, ain't gonna be no motherfucking chose and it ain't no curse. So yeah, but when you prove beyond any reasonable doubt that the Son is God, then it becomes clear of who's chose and who's cursed. Now that I went over that, let me bring it. So that was just a quick review. I know I'm gonna hurt some feelings today. I'm gonna move through this because I went over this. I think I'm gonna start right here. Okay, let me share the page, family. Let's rock. I'm gonna get some water and I'm gonna rock. Now, where my damn juice at? We're in the house. I want to thank everybody for your support. Get on over there to Patreon, y'all. Get on over there. Here we go. Yeah, where my cup though? I just had that motherfucker. That damn juice and Oh, here you go. Now, I should have started, but I'm going to start right here because it's very clear that the sun is God. We talking about solar worship now. We talking about solar worship. Talking about solar worship. So we was very clear. You understand what I'm saying? Even when you go to the Sir Dabs, you know, many of the, you know, that was inside a lot of the master Bob, they would leave an area in the tomb where the sun could hit the Ka statue on the forehead. You understand what I'm saying? To let you know that, you know, his connection to the sun, that we already knew about, the powerful connection, the melanin, the source of that deep, rich, dark liquid inside of our body, which connects us to the blackness of the universe. Ptah. You understand what I'm saying? Dark energy and dark matter that existed within inside of us. Okay? That existed within inside of us. You see, and so we see down there at the bottom, where we, not just the pineal, but what they call the substantia nigra. You see at the bottom to the left. You understand what I'm saying? You see one on both sides, very, very rich in melanin, and creates dopamine. And when you don't have that, when that becomes deteriorative, and it begins to deteriorate back there, European people get Parkinson's disease. That's what you get. You get the shaking and shit. It has a lot to do with movement. You understand what I'm saying? Has a lot to do with movement. And then you goddamn become forgetful. You understand what I'm saying? Memory and shit. And like I say, back there is also the location where, you know, dopamine is also responsible for addictions and shit. So you know what I'm saying? Melanin can kind of it absorbs and it can even it can expand, like if you're doing drugs and shit. That melanin take it further and further. It goes back there and manipulate that area. You see what I'm saying? And that's how the fuck you get high, the way you do. But in doing it, you destroy it. You understand what I'm saying? And then when you destroy it, then later on down in life, you don't live the quality life that you want to. You're gonna be fucked up. You see what I'm saying? And so we see again that you see the brow chakra and the crown chakra. Okay, both at the top, and I'll show you that, you know, the crown chakra is where you see Ra as the sun disk above the head. You see what I'm saying? That's the crown chakra. In Christianity and other religions, it became the halo. Okay? And you see right here, the pineal is it the seat of the soul? Okay, but if your pineal ain't working and you're not connected to the sun, which means what? You have vampirism. If you're not connected to the sun, you have vampire. What is a key indicator? The burning, melanoma. You understand? We don't have to, what's understood don't have to be explained. You see what I'm saying? And you can also see at that area, you see brainwashing. That's where they go to brainwash. So that's a very, very powerful area of the brain, melanin. You understand what I'm saying? Because it transforms thought and shit. Whatever is programmed into the brain, melanin is the conductor of that information, and it carries it all throughout the body. You understand what I'm saying? So our ancestors knew this. When you look right here, that's why they had what they call the king cobra in, at the area of what we call the brow chakra or the third eye. You know what I'm saying? But in order to open up the third eye, you got to have the African curriculum, because you can have that shit there all you want. You understand? But see, this is Akhenaten. He understood the power of the sun. He knew that God was the sun. He called him Aten or whatever you want to call. Other Africans called him Ra, but they knew that God was the sun. And when you understand that God is the sun, it clearly determines who's chosen and who's cursed. And that's the one thing that solar divinity does for us. And it would clear a lot of this shit up. And you would not be accepting religions from motherfuckers that it's clear that they was cursed. You understand what I'm saying? That's the foolishness. When you disconnect from the cosmos, this is the foolishness that you adopt. You adopt man-made religions, and you destroy the natural cosmic system of divinity inside of you that you were born with. But because mama and papa and all our ancestors was enslaved, they were taught a slave oppressor's religion. They were disconnected from the homeland. It was outlawed to have any African traditions. And many of them niggas had lost it before they even came over. It's a period of degeneration. You understand? Once Egypt was conquered, then here come the Greeks. Here come it was just a wave after wave after wave after wave, and many of them just forgot and lost the consciousness of the ancients. So they never knew that this system existed inside, and many of them are denied today. So you can see where the rays of the sun hit this brother right there on his pineal. You understand what I'm saying? But it's not just the system alone, and that's the weaving of the twin serpents. You got to have the curriculum and the system. You know, a lot of niggas, I got melanin, so what? Motherfucker, they ain't activated. You ain't got no motherfucking curriculum to help you develop it and manage it. Even though you got it, that don't mean shit if you ain't developing it. You ain't managing all the power centers within the body and regulating them to the cosmic heavenly bodies that rule over that particular aspect of the body. If you ain't got the full understanding, and that's what we got to get back to. We got to start studying the cosmos, not to be up there spooking, looking for a motherfucking spaceship or nothing. We got to say, okay, that body or that moon, that planet, how does it affect me? And so that'll take you deeper and not all the shit that's been taught. You cannot cut and paste another motherfucker reality onto your reality. So you could go and one motherfucker say it one way, another motherfucker say it another way. You got to pick and choose who fit your curriculum, fit the criteria to be able to share information with you. Some African people got krakatoa. They could be trying to teach them, and some are very powerful in their work. And but you have to pick and choose who on your plane. And so we've been cutting and pasting. Some people say green me, and it's the sun. I went down the guy, and everybody saying, how the fuck is that a reality? Black, you know what I'm saying? How is that it's not a reality. So that's an accepted definition, some cut and pasted shit, accepted by most people that ain't willing to get off of their ass and do their own fucking research to prove otherwise, to prove if it's true or it's not true. You ain't done no research. So we are taught to believe. We are believers. We're trapped in a state of believing. And so again, you can see right here, and it says in the Bible, Genesis 32:30, it says, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. Wait a minute now. You didn't go in there and get that, did you? Did you go in there and get that? That said Genesis 32:30. It says, and Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. See, a man with vampirism. See, God is the sun. He's seen him face to face, and my life is preserved. See, because they knew that the sun was God. And when you recognize that God is the sun, and that means you have accepted the cosmic understanding of divinity. You have accepted that. And not just the sun, but all aspects of the cosmos. When you accept the sun, you accept all aspects of the cosmic divinity. Okay? On you physically, not no spooking and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas say they into spirituality, bitch, you into spooking. That shit ain't got nothing to do with the body. It ain't got nothing to do with and once you receive this awakening, it's gonna cause you to get the cursed one up off of your back. Because it causes you to balance that. You understand? If you's God's chosen, then who's cursed? And if you understand that he's cursed and he has an oppressive rule over you, then it becomes your divine responsibility to remove the chain off of the mind, off of the ankles and the wrists of the African, the chosen people of God. We have to do this. Let's keep it moving. And so keep and seeing that the doorway into the soul, where the conductor melanin transport messages throughout the body via your spine and nervous system. And you see all throughout all the creations, whether it was the sarcophagus, whether all the writings on the wall, it clearly shows the star hitting the African on and resurrecting the African. Okay, and resurrecting the African, because you can see he's in a mummified state. You understand what I'm saying? You're in a cocoon state. And so it will bring you out of that cocoon state into your divinity. You see what I'm saying? But it hit you right there. This is long before any brow or crown chakra or any of that. We got them, the African kings was the first kings and queens that ever wore a crown. So I don't want to, you understand what I'm saying? And we're going to get deep off into that. And so you see the pineal gland is a carbon-based satellite. Everything on this earth, if it's living, is carbon-based. And when you understand what carbon is black. So I don't want to hear no motherfucking, black is the source of all colors. I don't want to hear nothing else. And I don't understand none of that shit you talking about. Everything living on the planet is a carbon-based creation. Period. Period. Everything on this planet is carbon-based, and we understand carbon is one of the blackest elements, and it's an aspect of black matter. It's an aspect of black energy. It's an aspect of the black soil that you put the seed down in it for it to grow. So just like you plant that seed down into the black soil, you plant the curriculum of African divinity in that the depth of the melanin in your brain, nigga. And out of that grows greatness and immortality and divinity. But you got to have the African curriculum of divinity, and you must remove oppression. I'm tired of niggas doing yoga and doing all this humming and burning in oppression. If all of that goddamn humming and all of that shit don't cause you to get this beast chains up off of your people's back, bitch, it ain't divinity. That's spooking. Because if you understand you are of the creator, it's a disgrace to God herself to allow something lesser than you to rule over you. Period. That's just ridiculous. Niggas humming and stretching and fucking eating this, and bitch, is you free? That's the only question I want to know. Okay, and so when you're looking at what we call the crown chakra, that's the sun. That's your connection to the sun. If you're not connected to the sun, nigga, you don't have no crown. So your crown is that connection to the sun. We are the chosen. We venerated. You can go on any temple, and that's one of the most venerated deities, if not the greatest deity venerated in all of African divinity and spiritual system. And so because they were not connected in the way that we connected, you see they demoted the sun. It's behind the head. You understand what I'm saying? To give you the illusion that they are one with the sun. In essence, you end up worshiping the image as if it's one with the sun, and that's not what this is. It's a trick to get you to adopt the image as divine. And so it'll come a time where they won't even have no halo behind the head. You will just see Jesus and you will worship the image alone, even without the sun behind it. It's a way of weaning you off of solar divinity. It's a weaning process, okay? And once the sun disk was in its primal position above the head, and then when the vampires came along, they demoted the sun and pushed it behind. So when you see it, it gives the illusion that the image is one with the halo, which in reality is a trick to get you to adopt it as one image. And so you will begin to adopt the image of the white man or the Hindu or the Indian as the image of God, to the point where they, after a while, they will be able to remove the goddamn halo and you will worship the image all by its fucking self. You better wake up. You better wake up. Let me keep it moving. And so again, when I say how they How they block it. You see this motherfucker, this man let a Caucasoid put his fucking hand, damn near palm his head like a goddamn basketball. And you see back in slavery where they go to the crown chakra, or they go to the pineal and they block it. So that's subconscious for them to stay and keep you disconnected from your divinity, to keep you disconnected from your African tradition. This is what it means to block a person from their traditions. You understand what I mean? Because they know if you connect it, there's no way they can keep you as a slave. If you know who God is, there's no way for them to keep you as a slave. So in order for them to uphold their system, it's things that they must do, which is causing you to be disconnected from your ancestors. So it ain't no way you gonna pick up his fucking system and get, and cut and paste his system and think you're gonna get the rewards of that system. You're not gonna get the reward. You're gonna end up being another fucking slave in another man's system. There is no room for cut and paste. Everything was created with its own pre-coded definition in the universe. You came here with a pre-coded definition of who you are, okay? And you cannot cut and paste pre-coded definition, put one on the other. You understand what I'm saying? You must be what you are. The ant know he an ant. He didn't have to go to the white man educational system. The apple tree growing apples didn't have to go to no system, nobody's instructional program to learn that it was an apple tree. It automatically was pre-coded upon conception. When that seed was planted in the ground, it was pre-coded to produce apples, oranges, and so on. And the cat don't need no education. So why is it that black people and slaves are the only things on this on this earth that needs instructions on how to be what it's fucking supposed to be? You've been cut and severed from your cosmic connection. That's it. That's it, nigga. That's it. And you can lie to yourself all the fuck you want. When we were created, we knew who we were. We knew what we was on this planet for. We had traditions. We had a pre-coded identity of who, and we knew what that was. We don't know that no more. We done been lost, from that and disconnected from that. So it's going to be a period of reconnection and reconnecting to the curriculum to help us to even, to understand the different bodies and, their effects on the cosmic bodies and their effects on us, the connection between melanin in our brain. And a lot of people got a lot of fucking theories. That's shit, just theories. Nigga, where you at? Is you in slavery with me? Well, it didn't take you no farther than me, nigga. Okay? Because you cannot achieve this type of divinity in oppression. Because once you achieve this divinity and you understand who God is, who the chosen is, who the curse is, it's going to become almost a divine responsibility to remove yourself from oppression, because it's totally disrespectful to the cosmos to remain under oppression, something lesser than you. How the fuck is you going to do that? Nigga, you ain't divine if you allow something lesser than you to oppress you. You understand what I'm saying? Let's keep it moving. So you see right here, you see they know the energy that's coming through there, along with the curriculum. You ain't gonna have nothing. You got to understand that. You understand what I'm, your thoughts and the things that you want. You think about it and you put it out there and you meditate in the sun. You understand what I'm saying? And that don't, and reality is, no matter how you understand it, when you think about it, you program in your mind, you put certain shit in your life, whether it take you 2 years to get there, 3 years to get, you don't see it. But when you want something so bad and you putting everything in and you doing the next, you're gonna put yourself in the predicament to fulfill your own motherfucking destiny. You understand what I'm saying? And you're gonna see that and disconnecting yourself from this ignorant shit out here, you're gonna see that it'll come to you. I always thought, I thought about going to Egypt probably damn near 15 years before I even got there. But I was laying each block. You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes I would go backwards because life was weighing on me and shit. So, but I kept coming forward, and every time I go back one step, I run ahead 4 steps. You understand what I'm saying? Until eventually I got there, and when I got there, I kept going and kept going, and I understood that then that was the first step, and that was an easy step. Once you do it the first time, then I went to Ethiopia, then I went to Mexico, then I went to a whole lot of other places. I seen I could do whatever the fuck I wanted to. But you got to conceive it in the mind first, but you got to clear the mind of the clutter. Okay, and so to this motherfucker, he thinking the white man saying, heal this nigga, Lord. That's what he's saying. He think he's saying, but deep down in his heart, he's saying, kill this nigga, Lord. Kill him down in the depths of his mind. Okay, and so you see right here, you see how they put their finger, and see how he put his hand? He put his palm over her pineal. Okay, put his palm over her pineal. And you see right there, the priest, he put his thumb to block that connection. That's not no goddamn coincidence. If you understand the flow of energy that's moving between the pineal but because you don't have one and yours is blocked, his mission is make sure that the chosen of the creator is also blocked. Okay, and he blocks it through religion and people looking to him instead of looking to the sun, looking to the cosmos, looking to the womb of the black woman. You understand what I'm saying? Showing that the divinity is in procreation and family and nation and community. That's divinity. When your community, your family, your woman, your children, you are doing beautiful, that's divinity. You see what I'm saying? So that's also a part of the cosmic connection. Let me crown chakra. So we just went over that. And you're looking at the hair and the spiral, which is also, and when you talk about the crown, when you look at one of the forms of the crown, what you see over the crown chakra, it's the sun. When you see the rays coming out, even on the crown in a 3D, and they pointing up, the aspects of the crown, those are sunbursts. Those are sun rays that you see coming off the crown. So the crown is the sun. Okay, and then when you're talking about between the crown chakra and the brow chakra, or even I just say the head, what is it called? The temple. You see what I'm saying? Between on the left and the right end of the third eye is what? The temple, what we call temples. Okay, because that within that temple is divine. And that's your mind, that's that melanin, that's your, not just the melanin, it's your mind. Not just the brain, the mind. The mind is the information inside of the brain. So it's the mind and the melanin, the curriculum and the melanin. It ain't just you up there. I'm black, motherfucker. I got bitch. Ain't none of that activated because you ain't got no mind. You got the mind, but it's not activated. It ain't doing nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And if it ain't causing you to get from under this oppressor, you sure enough ain't doing nothing. Let me keep it moving. And so this is what I'm talking about. Even when you're talking about DNA and all of that, even when you're talking about the left hemisphere of the brain, the right hemisphere of the brain, the feminine, the masculine, we talking not just the physical. When I say correct melanin, I also say mind, which your divinity, your mental curriculum. So it's the cohesive intertwining of your melanin and your mind. It's the cohesiveness, not you got to be cohesive with this. You got to be balanced with both sides of the brain. You got to be balanced with everything that you do. And it's the and so when you look at the serpents, they interwoven. So when you look at all of the power centers within the spirit and the mind, it's not that you activate one, and it ain't just that you activate. It's not just the activation, it's the cohesiveness of all the power centers. When you got the cohesiveness and you're developing, you could develop them singular, and then that's elementary, and then you begin to interwove one at a two at a time, 3 at a time, until you have interwoven the whole physical, mental, divine aspect. You're becoming deity at that time. And nobody's going to do that in a lifetime. You need the works of your ancestors. Nigga, it takes millions of goddamn years to understand all of and whatever motherfuckers talking about regardless to whatever, if they have not removed the oppressor up off of their motherfucking back, they ain't reached no motherfucking level to understand this system. That's the first clear thing I understood. Bitch, you getting up out of my mind, you getting up out of my spirit. I'm not, I'm not in agreement with shit you do. You understand what I'm saying? You got to get up out of here. My mind, my spirit, my house, everything. Now you can harm me, but you're not gonna rule me, nigga, from inside. Bitch, you're gonna have to physically do something to me, but the inside, I'm gonna rule that. I'm going to rule that, and whether I reach the level that I wish to obtain in my lifetime, I will reach a certain level. You understand what I'm saying? That will bring me far up out of oppression and any level of slavery. I'm coming up out of that. Mentally, physically, and all. I'm coming up out. Now, like I say, you might kill me physically, motherfucker, but I'm going to live forever from inside. From the mind and the spirit, I'm gonna live forever. So you see, this is where you get these, these Hindus, they using the spine and shit. And you can see in what the serpent not just come up, but come over the crown chakra. You understand what I'm saying? It comes all over the crown in front to the pineal. You see what I'm saying? To show you the complete system. Okay? To show you the complete system. So when you're talking about the spine, you're talking about the different areas of the spine from the top, and you can see it's the spine connected into the brain. So the information comes down the spine, and which is a part of the central nervous system, and the information goes out into the peripheral nervous system, which is the nerves. And so neck muscles, deltoid, tricep, finger, hand, abdominals, ejaculation. You know what I'm saying? So if there's any damage and shit, nigga, your TL, your T11L2, nigga, shit ain't pineal erection, S2 down there, the sacral, nigga, you ain't right. And when you look even in ancient Egypt, you see Osiris and you see his phallus coming up and you see the sun above it. The Africans had already connected the phallus with the sun. Nigga, period. That's why when motherfuckers is right and nigga's system is, you at least got some fluent movement between your system, nigga, you from the crown down to the sacred sacral what you call chakra, nigga, you wake up in the morning, nigga, you hard. Nigga, you hard. Nigga, everybody can't do that, nigga. Everybody can't do that. So this shows you that the brain and the spine is what, but again, this just shows you the area which affects, and so the melanin and the mind is what controls all of that. And in the back of the brain where the nigra citrus is located, you understand what I'm saying? That controls movement and all of that. So when it comes to your quads and and when you make and you dunking and motherfuckers is jumping over the backboard and all of that, a lot of that comes from that area and it's caused by melanin. That's why black people dominate all physical things. That's just a fact. You might have one or two come out, but reality is when he put up against that supreme black man or woman, his ass is gonna fail. That's just the bottom goddamn line. I don't give a fuck if it's running, jumping, boxing, whatever the fuck it is. When the black men, you get Tiger Woods. This motherfucker hitting that ball like a motherfucker like he got a string on that motherfucker, pulling it in the hole. You understand what I'm saying? He done came back. See, when that fucked him up when Tiger Woods won the Masters again, because if it would have been a white boy, ain't no way. They already said no man has ever came back from no shit like that. This motherfucker got melanin. That motherfucker got that pie, and I could see him in his mind. He like these bitches. Then even though he's crazy for the shit that he's done. You understand what I'm saying? If he can come back and show a better African, person and shit, and he can come back and try to redeem his life and put his life together, I'm all right with that, nigga. That don't mean I'm gonna make you my right hand man, but I'm gonna shake your motherfucking hand and say, nigga, okay then, you making a comeback. Cause ain't nothing like a motherfucker going down and staying down. I like a motherfucker to go down and show, the energy to get back up. Everybody can't do that. Most majority of motherfuckers, when they go down, they lay down. He had the world on his head, talking shit about it. And this man, 40 years old, came back after all of that damage and shit, this, that, and the third, and whooped the best in the motherfucking field and won the top motherfucking, championship in the world of golf. A lot of people don't. I root for blackness. I don't give a fuck, even if it's confusing. I root for it because they ain't rooting for it at all. I can guarantee they don't give a fuck. They not rooting for that. And to have that man to do something at that age and dominate in the way that was shit just shocked the world. That shit ain't supposed to be possible. So how is it possible? Because he got a system in him. And if he's mentally connecting to that system, and when you in that type of where you competing with a motherfucker, and you got to get that eye of the mother, what they call that eye, where you got to and zoom in, and you got to rise to a certain level. Ain't many motherfuckers can do that. Okay, he's one of them. Mike Jordan is one of them. It's only certain motherfuckers could do that. And the only motherfucker, Muhammad Ali is one. But he got, I don't know if they poisoned Muhammad Ali, but all that hitting to the head shit, you know what I'm saying? That took a toll on that brother. But he was another one that had, when he had it, he had it. He could turn that shit on anytime he want to. Tell you when he gonna knock you out, what fucking round ain't to. You got to have that system to be able to do that. So you see, right, the left side is speech, analysis, time, sequence, recognizes words, letters, numbers. The right side, creativity, patterns, spatial context, recognizes faces, places, and objects. That's that right side, okay? And you see the right side is flat, non-critical pattern recognition or intuition, holistic science, pattern, memory for vision, sounds, 3D forms, and when we talking about vision, sound, all of that is melanin. The more melanin, rich melanin, activated melanin, the better the sound, the vision, 3D forms, all of that. That light eye, if you got light eyes and shit, that shit is, it's affected to sunlight. So them motherfuckers can't even look at they squinching and shit, this, that, and a fucking Korean. They ain't gonna see like no brother. We like owls and shit. You see what I'm saying? We got the motherfucking eyesights of fucking hawks and goddamn owls, left brain, critical thinking, analytic thought, logic, language, science, all the things that we invented and mastered when we was in our own land under our own divinity, understanding our self-awareness through cosmic connection, through cosmic consciousness, understanding who we were meant to be and not who we were told to be or programmed to be. We got to wake up. So again, you see the crowns, you see right there. Now the nigga been taught to block his own goddamn crown. Okay? He been taught to, blocking the connection to Mother God, keep him trapped in the ceremony, keep him trapped in the rituals, keep him trapped in the Bible, and make him believe that if he ever come out of it, his soul will burn in eternal damnation, make him a believer. Okay, disconnecting him and gave him all the fear-laden, fear-based ceremonies and rituals, and tell him if you don't believe in this white God, your ass going to hell. Disconnect. And so many of our people, our beloved people, went to the afterlife and didn't have no training or preparation at all for that, that very sacred moment. Okay, and so what you're doing, if you ever remember Ghostbusters, when they put that laser on the ghosts and shit, you understand what I'm saying? And when they got him, they trap. When they got the laser on, they trap him, and then they slide that box up under him, and they hit that button, and then the spirit goes down, and they trap the spirit. They got another spirit trap. My battery is low. Let me put it on. I'm very close, family. We working our way down. So this is what they doing. They trapping our spirits down in the box. The box is the Bible. Okay, the box is the Bible. Your spirit is not trapped down, and your connection to the cosmos has been severed. And so we got to understand also, when you're looking at the twin serpents, It's also positive and negative. That's why you got Set and you got Heru on both sides of the brain. The sun is the positive and the earth is the negative. You understand what I'm saying? And you got your esoterical and you got your exoterical understanding in that. That means, yeah, nigga, you study the cosmos, but at the end of the day, motherfuckers study what's going down on this motherfucking ground. Too many of you niggas go up and you cannot go down. You got a goddamn, you get on the elevator and that bitch got an up button, but it ain't got no down button. You got to be connected with the spiritual or the cosmos. I'm going to quit saying spiritual because all spirituality is not divine. It's not divine. It's not going to help you obtain divinity. Spirituality only meaning you dealing with spirits. It don't mean you reaching for divinity. You could get in religion and get twisted, and you can get into spirituality and get just as twisted or more goddamn twisted. So you understand, and this is what the ancestors were saying right here. When you're talking about the electromagnetic force, you understand centrifugal force, even then that right there is dealing with the spiral. Even that is dealing with the spiral. You understand what I'm saying? So there's some positive and some negative. So you got to ground yourself. You got to ground yourself. And so that's why some people say we take our shoes off, even though we let the minerals in the earth pull negative aspects out the body. You know, poisons and shit. And again, that's good. And you're supposed to do that, but you still putting that powerful curriculum in the mind. I don't want niggas just out there thinking you're going to put your feet on some goddamn soil, nigga, and you're going to get free. That don't mean a motherfucker. It's in combination. When you see the twin, it's the intertwining, the cohesiveness of all of the understanding working one with another. Okay, so when they say stay grounded, nigga, stay grounded. Yes, so many niggas out there in the sun, but they ain't grounded. You got to stay grounded. Why you out there? What is the ground? That's the curriculum. Keeping your feet on the ground. You understand? Pulling the poisons out of the body. You understand what I'm saying? Making sure that the physical body is free. And though you got the divine aspect where the spirit, where I'm not saying spiritual, but the spirit, where we understand we free in the spirit, which is divine, we also free in the physical body. We got to get free. Okay? And so you see here, again, you got the positive coming from the top, and you got the grounding aspect coming from the earth. And you see that there's also a sun within side of the earth. When you see that the earth is also an aspect of the sun, okay? It's also an aspect of the sun. When that flame of the primordial flame, you understand, burst into creation or existence, then one of them hot sparks was the center of the sun. I mean, the center of the earth, one aspect was the sun, and many other aspects that's out here got one of those sparks from that primordial fire. You understand what I'm saying? So within side of the earth is a primordial sun. That's just like the melanin in our mind is an aspect of not just the carbon, the soil, but the dark matter of the universe. And just like the core of this earth is nothing but a connection to the sun. So the earth is pulling on the sun and the sun is pulling on the earth. And so we in that energy there. We got our own, but we're inside of that energy. We got to understand that energy and how that empowers us. You understand what I'm saying? And so again, we showing you the brain, the peripheral, and just like you got your hard drive, and that's your you got your operating system. The brain is the hard drive, but the mind is your operating system. And so if you go inside any of them you see that the wiring system, that's your peripheral nerve system. They didn't use many aspects, and I'm gonna show that, of the body and of nature, even whether the goddamn airplanes, looking at the hawk, looking at the damn dragonfly, all that. You don't understand that most of the technology was mimicked after creation. And you're going to see that much of the computer and all this mechanisms of technology is nothing but the reproduction of the African body and mind. Okay, we got to understand that. Let me come up out of it. Let me come on. And so look, I'm gonna even when you're looking at Newt, as you can see, many aspects show the sun moving through her body. When you look at the chakra system, and when you place all of the so-called chakras in, you look to the right, and you see the crown, the brow, the throat, the heart chakra, and all, you can look inside of Newt and many other aspects where they show all the suns moving through her body. That's the chakra system. But you see at the bottom, you see the different coloration, because as the sun moves closer to her mouth is more red, is more fire. And then as it moves down, you understand what I'm saying? It's lighter. Now, why is that? We have to study that. But you can see even in that the variation of color and color interpretation is different. You see what I'm saying? The throat chakra. Okay, well, you see vocalizing divinity. That's what you're doing. Bringing divinity to reality through the words that you speak, and the words you speak coming from inside, from the mind. If your mind is wicked, your mouth is wicked. You understand? If your mind is righteous and divine with knowledge, whatever knowledge that you plant inside of your mind and regurgitate, we'll know that, because you can only speak that which you know. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So that's speaking, vocalizing divinity. And you see right here, because he's disconnected. He's not connected. That's the rage. That's the rage. That's the vocalize. That's the energy that they're giving off. You see what I'm saying? They don't have the vocalization of divinity. You see what I'm saying? This is the rage, and we don't understand. The system alone will show you why they treat us the way they treat us. Because if you understand solar divinity, again, it'll show you who's chosen and who's cursed. And if you understood that, you wouldn't ask the question, why they do the fuck, why do they continue to do? They're going to continue because that's the pre-coded nature of a thing that's disconnected. It's erratic. It has no antenna. It has no connection. It has nothing but erratic energy. If you turn on a goddamn car radio, that bitch ain't got no antenna. It's and don't let it come on loud. You know what I'm saying? You ever turn especially if you got a system in your car, and that, when that motherfucker come on and that shit loud and shit, that shit'll blow your motherfucking speakers. Erratic, you have to turn that shit down. It come on, doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? You'll hear your motherfucking so doo-doo. That's that erratic, you know what I'm saying? That shit, you had that shit up when you turned it on, but if you ain't got no antenna and that shit come on blasting, it'll blow your motherfucking speakers up out of there. The heart chakra. And so you see all through ancient Egypt, the heart medallions. You understand what I'm saying? And weighing of the heart. You understand? Which is critical. This is the heart. We don't need no Hindu. Every fucking chakra that niggas think they learned from the Hindu, them motherfuckers got from the ancient Africans. Okay? And it says be light as a feather. So the heart, when you say you heavy-hearted, you understand what I'm saying? If you heavy-hearted, then you're not going to see your salvation. Salvation comes with a light heart. That means not doing dumb shit. You don't need, when you fucking over people. When you doing you don't need no Bible. You are pre-coded with your dumb ass to know right from wrong. You're pre-coded. Because without a Bible, whatever you do, you know what? Your mind will tell you, nigga, this fucked up before you do it. But you decide to still do it. Everything, if you plotting on a motherfucker, or if some shit go down and you say, I'm gonna do this, nigga, you know damn well you gonna contemplate on the punishment of that shit before you do it, because you know goddamn well that is wrong before anything. You ain't got to know, nigga, you know the reality of doing something like that. So it's pre-coded in you, in your body and mind. Unless you are erratic, unless you disconnected, then you have no consciousness. And so you will move on this bitch like one of them motherfucking, one of them wicked ghouls and jinns and shit that'll do anything without consciousness. Okay? And so now this is what you call the solar plexus. Okay? When you see the sun right here in ancient Egypt. And this is where the child is developed within inside of the woman. And this is the area where the man gets his will. You nigga, you ain't got no gut, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You got to get down deep. You got to pull. They say pull from your gut, nigga. You understand what I'm saying? And so I didn't mean, because this is not the harsh, but it's still the showing you the same thing. Because when they show you the heart of flames, or you understand in Jesus or Mary, this is what they showing you. You understand the sun? So there's a sun inside of you. You understand what I'm saying? And that once you connect all of these. You see right there, you see the woman. You see right there that what they call the solar plexus. You see right there the child inside. That's new. That's new. So that's your son. And you see the phallus right here, as I was saying. You know, this is your sacral, you know what I'm saying? You know, chakra, which is connected to the sun. You see right there, Osiris rising up. Resurrection, re-erection is resurrection. You understand what I'm saying? And when you talking about an aura, you understand what I'm saying? Once you have cohesively intertwined and begin to develop all of these centers inside of you, if you divide, you're doing righteous walk, you're doing righteous actions, speaking righteous, developing your system, connecting with the universe, studying the ancestors, taking care of your family, taking care of your woman, taking care of your mother, making sure that the family, then an aura will come about, you understand, around you. You are submerged in divinity. So you see right here, and this is showing you, because when you understand that the sun is God, and you see right there, that's our children. That's why we should, you know, when you get rid of that garbage, talking about when you reconnect, you immediately get rid of original sin, because in our system of divinity, it shows that our children were divine. You see what I'm saying? Here you see the divine connected children of the sun. And if the sun is God and we are submerged, then we're the sons and daughters of God. We are chosen on the planet. And once you understand that you chose, it'll also appear right before your eye who is cursed. Okay? And so you see right there that the obelisk is symbolic of the sacral chakra. Okay? And so, family, this is gonna take more than the night to go over. It's gonna take more than the night to go over, but it's obvious that that system is nothing but a watered down system that was taken, and that's recorded on the walls of ancient Egypt tens of, I ain't gonna say 10, but thousands of years before there was a Hindu. So I don't want to hear nothing about that. Okay? We first and foremost, because our connection, we show these connections thousands of years before any other nations even appeared on the planet. And they got it from the Naga Kushites that were over there. That got it from the Nile Valley. That's clear. I'm sorry to break your heart, but you cannot mix them together. You understand? Them people got a different reality. They got a different reality. They got a different mentality. They got a different pre-coded definition on the planet. Yours and theirs is not the same. You cannot cut and paste systems. You cannot make a goddamn cat a dog. And you cannot make a goddamn, turn a goddamn fish into a goddamn bird or any of that. They got pre-coded definition, and everything got an ecosystem. It got a reality. Okay? It got a reality, and it got to live out its reality. So we got to study that, family. We got to study. I got a lot more coming on that. So this is like the first, a video of this series. So as we move forward, we'll touch back on this. Okay, we'll touch back on this. And so, family, stay with me. I hope you got some clarity in some of it. I know this is one video, and you're not going to get, but we're going to come back tomorrow, and we're going to start dealing with the colors. The shades, which I call the shades of divinity, what they mean to erratic motherfucker. But I had to show y'all that you cannot cut and paste, that you got people without antenna. If you ain't got melanin, then you don't see the same shit. And then what may be blue to one motherfucker, pink or green to another motherfucker. You cannot look at shades of color and get the same understanding because they mean different things. If a white motherfucker see black spots on their face, they already know something ain't right. You understand what I mean? And if a black motherfucker see white spots on his skin, he knows something ain't right. You understand? That's just a different reality. So we cannot look at this shit the same. We got to get back to who we are. We got to get back and understand we divine. We got to understand that this system inside of us is magnificent, it's perfect, it connects us. We got to get back into it. We got to start to develop it and understand it once again and intertwine all of the divinity, centers of divinity within inside of us in a cohesive working order, management, development, you know, and for long, we'll be moving toward immortality. We'll be moving toward divinity. We'll be moving toward deity. That's the ultimate goal of the development of the system. And that was the goal of the Egyptian mystery system. All right, family. Glad you came out today. I'm going to get my ass out of here. What did I do today? I started at what time? I don't even remember what time I started. I started at 7, went over there. Damn, I be going longer than what I expected I would go because I had to get that information out. Thank you for being coming out. Let me get back to the chat. Let me get back to the chat. All right, family. Y'all get something out of that? DVD. He said it again. I got him. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers fighting hard. I got them made up. I'm getting the website up, man. I'm working with motherfuckers. Motherfuckers won't do what they say they're gonna do for me. So I got some shit behind the scene. I got them all made up. I can show you them. Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold up, family. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying. Fuck that. Let me show. Hold up. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming, so. Look, family, I got them made up, family. You know what I'm saying? I got them all packaged. You understand what I'm saying? The general. We back in the house, family. I done updated a lot of the DVDs. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I'm setting it up for the new. You know what I'm saying? So we in the house, family. The general ain't playing no motherfucking game. You understand what I'm saying? The classic of all classic. You know, so like I said, I was expecting to have them up there already. But, it was some problems with the people supposed to be putting the site together. So it looked like I'm going to have to go on over to to the internet and get me a site, which I hate to do. And you know what I'm saying? Because we got to get the information out to the people. That family member right there been asking me for these DVDs for a minute now. And so I got them. I done burnt thousands of them. You know what I'm saying? Literally hundreds of them. I ain't going to say thousands, but hundreds of them. All the DVDs. I done burnt them up already got the covers and shit. Just got to get the website. And it's going to be up there soon. Regardless. Don't worry about it. Stay with me. I'm just letting you know I'm working. I got this shit. But it's a process. When you got other people you got to deal with and shit happen with them and shit. And so I had to make other plans to get it up, but it's going to be up there soon, family. Thank you for staying on me. Appreciate y'all coming out. I'll be black tomorrow. And family out there, stay on.